What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Ooh, excuse me. And before we get into today's video, guys, we are officially 30 subs away from 200. We're getting there, guys. We are getting closer and closer to the goal of 200. And as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does indeed get to 200 subs, I will open up this Korean Strike of Neos booster box in its entirety on the channel. Literally, it is taped to all to hell, sealed up, ready to be opened, on the hopes to potentially pull this guy, Elemental Hero Air Neos. If this channel gets to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. Excuse me, so be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, Red Eyes, maybe even a piece of Exodia for all we know. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull my second ever collector's rare, because if you guys missed my Genesis Impact box opening, I pulled this guy. I pulled this card right here. Under the right leg, you can probably tell that it is a collector's rare, B-Cop from the Underworld. I know it's kind of hard to see with the glare. There we go, right? It's like right there. You can easily tell it's a collector's rare. I know the lighting is a bit fucked up, but this is indeed a collector's rare. So if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more. Maybe you guys want more premium live event predictions and results in a future video. Maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. Deck profiles. Card discussions, maybe even also some WWE topic videos. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys have not done so already, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button, and make sure you guys follow me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as I am still on my phone, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. Now, yesterday we did predictions for Night of Champions. This time we are doing predictions for NXT Battleground, and I'm gonna be honest, looking at this card, this is pretty stacked. I mean literally, we have all of the titles being defended at Battleground. The NXT title, the tag titles, the Heritage Cup for the first time ever on US soil, the North American title, and the NXT Women's title, which was vacated last month, which was vacated almost a month ago by the now former champion Indy Hartwell. And why wouldn't she? I think the only ones who... Oh, I just realized there's one set of titles that we're missing. The NXT Women's Tag Team titles now being a part of the SmackDown roster. I almost forgot about that. So that's basically 5 of the 6 titles being defended. This is going to be a stacked card. This is going to be a very, very stacked card, guys. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So we are kicking things off with the vacant NXT Women's title, the finals of the tournament, to crown a new champion between Lyra Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton. Honestly, this on paper, this actually seems like a really good matchup. But if you look at it from the surface, this is a mismatch because Tiffany Stratton has only been a part of the WWE for not even a year, whereas opposed to Lyra Valkyria, she's been a part of WWE for quite some time, dating her time back over to NXT UK. I want to say about 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, if I remember correctly. Somewhere around there, about 2, 3 years, and not only that, she's had even more experience on the independent scene. So Lyra Valkyria not only defeated I think JC Jane, but also defeated Cora Jade as well to win to make it to the finals. And I believe, if I can find the brackets on Instagram, I might be able to find the brackets. Give me a second. Let's see. Let's go NXT. And the bracket should been posted on their Instagram. Let's see. No, it does not. It does not show. Oh wait, maybe it does. So Lyra Valkyria defeated, I believe, sorry about that, guys. Let's see. I believe for Lyra Valkyria, I know she defeated Cora Jade in the semis. She also defeated as well Kiana James. Okay, so it was Kiana James plus Cora Jade, and Tiffany Stratton defeated Roxanne Perez in the semifinals, and in the quarterfinals she also defeated Gigi Dolan as well. So that's quite the feat. That's quite the feat for both ladies, have defeated former champions in NXT. That's a huge feat. So again, on paper, this seems like a good match, but on the surface, it's a mismatch. Tiffany Stratton has only had maybe a year or two experience in the ring. Lyra Valkyria has what, 10, maybe 15 years experience, perhaps. So it all comes down to who wants it more. And not only that, let's not forget, Cora Jade got so salty. She got so salty over her loss. Excuse me, in the tournament. Not only did she hit Lyra's knee, a chop block, but also hit her with a kendo stick. So obviously, yes, Lyra Valkyria is going to be going into this match not 100%, but Lyra Valkyria will fight and fight and fight until she cannot fight anymore. Do I believe she's going to pull it off? Yes. Is she going to win it? Given the injury, no. I don't think she's going to. I think it's going to be Tiffany Stratton, just because of the fact that Tiffany Stratton has pretty much everything that that the higher ups would want to see in a NXT superstar: charisma, talent, the vibe that she brings to the table. She has it. I think it's gonna be Tiffany Stratton. That's just me. I'm picking Tiffany Stratton. Next up, we got a hell of a fight on our hands. Last man standing. between Dijak and Ilya Dragunov. Think about that, guys. Both men love pain. Can you guys believe that? Both of these men love pain. That is just so weird. Shoutouts to Brisk for the pink lemonade. Not sponsored, but awesome drink. Don't add me in the comments. And Brisk, I mean, hey. Maybe. Who the fuck am I kidding? It's never gonna happen. Anyway. Anyway, these guys are just absolute. They are just absolute madmen. I mean, Dijak is, has had so many matches for several titles over the years in NXT. He's had title opportunities when he was a part of the main roster, known as T-Bar, part of the old faction known as Retribution, which didn't work out so well, unfortunately. I feel so bad for Mustafa Ali. I feel so bad for him. I mean, it was working great until it didn't. For all we know, the faction could have gone places, but who knows? Who knows? But let's not forget, Dragunov is a former NXT UK champion, defeating Gunther at NXT TakeOver 36. Think about that, guys. Think about that. Fast forward to now, this is a fight. Neither one of these men is going to stay down for the referee's 10 count. This is going to be a war. Dijak, a big dude. Excuse me. A big dude with big plans. Dragunov is just. Oh my god! I've seen superstars his size, his height, his size, do some crazy shit. But the shit that he can do. This is gonna be a fight. Last man standing. You can never go wrong with something like that, especially when the rivalry gets this heated. You cannot go wrong with this. But who do I pick to win? A part of me wants to say Ilya Dragunov, but we've seen him. Whenever he challenged. When he challenged for the NXT UK title the first time around, he passed out. He legit passed out. And that was it. It took a second time for Dragunov to defeat Gunther to become the NXT UK champion. This time, he's got Dijak, practically the same height as Gunther. They're practically identical. And the way I see it, Dragunov has to summon the demons within him to win. He literally has to do that. So, do I think he's gonna win? Yes. Is he truly going to? Only time will tell. But I'm picking Dijak just because of the fact that when it comes to David versus Goliath, especially in WWE, 75% of those matches from what I've seen, Goliath always wins. This time might not be any different. Next up, we have a triple threat match for the NXT North American title between the champion and the longest reigning champion of all time, Wes Lee, and his challengers, Joe Gacy and Tyler Bate. Here's the thing, Tyler Bate is such... There's a reason why he's known as the big strong boy. He has... The things that he can do is practically on the same level as Ilya Dragunov, who we just talked about just a second ago. Tyler Bate is that good. Former NXT Tag Team Champion, former NXT UK Tag Team Champion, former NXT Heritage Cup champion, the first and last, and the only two-time NXT UK champion in history. Think about that. Think about that. And think about the men that held the NXT UK title. Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, or Butch, Gunther, and Ilya Dragunov. Those are the only 4 men who took the NXT UK title to heights never thought possible before NXT UK sadly closed its doors. And you look as well, speaking of NXT UK, you look at the women's title. Think about that. Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Alba Fire, Meiko Satomura. That just proves how crazy good European style wrestling is. And you look back to and obviously we will talk about the Heritage Cup here in a second, but you look at those who took European wrestling to heights unimaginable in today's WWE. Guys like Tyler Bate, guys like the Creed brothers, guys like Butch, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Gunther. That just proves how good Tyler Bate is. He's on that level. And Joe Gacy, he's hell-bent on exposing the truth about the friendship between both Bate and Wes Lee. And honestly, obviously, yes, we've heard the old saying, when you're a champion, it's always lonely at the top, but Wes Lee, he's never alone. Obviously, Wes Lee has the love and the support of not only his wife, but his kids, and also the entire WWE universe, including his family. Think about that. Think about that. And Tyler Bate, the exact same thing. He's got the support of the fans. He's got Wes Lee's support. But now, because of Joe Gacy, he's practically split a wedge between both Bate and Wes Lee, which ties into the question: is Tyler Bate going after the title for his own gain, or does he want to fight Wes Lee just in the spirit of competition? That is the big question right there. Obviously, we will find out this Sunday, but I think honestly, given what Joe Gacy has done, I think it's for his own personal gain. I think it just comes down to Tyler Bate wanting to be champion and wanting to take that title and elevate it higher to even more heights than what Wes Lee has done to said NXT UK title, which he's held since Halloween Havoc back in October. Think about that. So let's see. October, November, December, January, February, March. So 7 months. He's held the title for 7 months. 7 months. In fact, I think aside from him, the only other person. Let's see. Who? Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. So as of right now, I believe Wes Lee is indeed the longest reigning North American champion in history. Let's see. Let's start with the first champion, Adam Cole. Baby. 133 days as champion. Then we have Ricochet, who held the title for 161 days. And then we have Johnny Gargano with his first run with 25 days, even though he's held the title for only 4 days, obviously because of certain, several episodes of NXT being taped, obviously. The Velveteen Dream, 231 days, even though WWE recognized him as a reign of 209 days. And it's so hard to believe. It's so hard to believe that the Velveteen Dream held the title for that long. Think about that, guys. Roderick Strong, 126 days. Keith Lee, 181 days, which WWE recognizes that. Then, obviously, it was vacated because he wanted to focus more on the NXT title at that time. Damian Priest, 67 days. Johnny Gargano, 14 days. Leon Ruff, 25 days. Johnny Gargano, his third run as North American Champion, the only 3-time champion of all in history, 163 days. Bronson Reed, 42 days. Isaiah Swerve Scott, or I guess now Swerve Strickland, I think is his other name, 105 days. Carmelo Hayes, 172 days. Cameron Grimes, 63 days. Carmelo Hayes, second run, 101 days. Solo Sikoa, 7 days, even though he ended up being stripped of the title, unfortunately, which is a bit unfortunate. And now the current champion is 213 days and counting. So right now, both him and the Velveteen Dream are the 2 longest reigning champions of all time. But when you look at Johnny Gargano's run as North American champion, so we'll go by days recognized. Let's just go by days recognized. So 25, 14, 163, 202 days overall. But if you were to discount the 25 and make it as 4 days, that's only 181 days. That's how good Wes Lee is. That's how good he is. And it comes down to who wants it more, and I think it's Wes Lee. He needs this victory more than anything. So I'm picking the champion, Wes Lee. And since we're on the topic of both European wrestling and the last name Lee, Dragon Lee will be challenging Noam Dar for the NXT Heritage Cup. This is interesting because when you look at the list of men from Europe, from Europe and the UK, who took European wrestling to heights unimaginable. You think of guys like Johnny Saint. You think of guys like William Regal. Guys like Fit Finlay. Guys like Roddy Piper. Guys like who else can I think of? Just to name a few. British Bulldog. Just to name a few. Dynamite Kid as well. You think of them, and when you think of European wrestling now, Noam Dar, Drew McIntyre, Gallus, Sheamus, the rest of the Brawling Brutes. That's how good the Heritage Cup has been. And you even also look as well. You even also look as well the NXT Heritage Cup. You look at who became the first ever champion. You look at obviously A-Kid or now Axiom. Right now the Heritage Cup has been on a huge roll. A-Kid, 175 days as champion. Tyler Bate, 161 days as champion. Noam Dar, 258 days. Mark Coffey, 42 days. Going back to Noam Dar, right now, 272 days in his current reign. But not only that, across both of his title runs, over 320 days, close to I would say about 500 days, over 500 days. Think about that, guys. Think about that. And for those who are curious about the style of match, it's known as British rounds rules. It's known as British rounds. The rules are simple. The matches consist of 6 3-minute rounds with 20-second breaks in between each round. The matches, 2 out of 3 falls, in which they can be won by pinfall, submission, or countout. If a fall occurs, that round ends. The match ends when a superstar has won 2 falls out of 3. If a knockout or a disqualification comes to pass, the match instantly ends without the need for 2 falls. However, if all 6 rounds are complete, whoever is ahead on falls wins the match. In the case of a tie, the champion unfortunately retains. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting, to say the very least, because this is Noam Dar's first title defense in over a year. In almost a year. Because the last time Noam Dar, had challenged or even defended the title, it was actually right around the time where NXT UK was closing its doors, and they were like, let's go out with a bang. And that came to pass. Obviously, when it comes to defending the title, ring rust will come into play. But Dragon Lee has only been a part of NXT for only a couple months. It's got to be Noam Dar. I'm picking Supernova 11. I think he's gonna take home the NXT Heritage Cup. That's just how I see it. Next up, we got the NXT Tag Team titles between Gallus and the Creed Brothers. Now, originally it was slated to have been Stax and Tony D'Angelo, but because that Tony D'Angelo's been arrested for some odd reason, the Creed Brothers have stepped in, and they said that if they won the titles, they would give Stax and D'Angelo the first crack. Which, honestly, that's fucking awesome. Two teams going at it based on respect. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of both Gallus and the Creed Brothers, but I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. Gallus, there's no way in hell that they'll lose this early in their title run, because if you guys remember, what was it? Vengeance Day was when they became champions. Yeah, literally. Yeah, it was back in February at NXT Vengeance Day where we saw where we saw Gallus defeat Pretty Deadly, Chase U, and the champions at that time, the New Day, to become the NXT Tag Team Champions, which that just proves how good Gallus is. Defeating a legendary team like the New Day just proves how dominant Gallus can be. There's no way in hell the Creeds are winning. My money's on Gallus. Gallus boys on top. Now we move on into the main event for the NXT title between the champion Carmelo Hayes and the challenger Braun Breaker. I never would have imagined I'd be saying that ever. I know that I did that last year with when Breaker challenged Dolph Ziggler for the NXT title at Stand and Deliver in Dallas, but This time, never would have imagined. Never would have thought it would ever come to pass. And thing is, this is taking place in Lowell, Massachusetts. Yeah. Which means that Carmelo Hayes has home field advantage. Because he's from Boston. Breakker is going to have a hell of a fight on his hands. And I think honestly, when you look at the NXT title, you think of guys like Seth Rollins, right? You look at guys like Seth freaking Rollins, who has held the title, who not only became the first ever champion, but think of the superstars that he defeated: Drew McIntyre, Michael McGillicuddy, or I guess now Curtis Axel, and Jinder Mahal. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. And you look at again, you look at the superstars who held that title. Seth freaking Rollins, 133 days. Big E, 153, 168 days. Bo Dallas, 280 days. Adrian Neville, or I guess now, I think now he goes by the name Pac? I don't know. I don't watch AEW, unfortunately. 287 days. Sami Zayn, 62 days. Kevin Owens, 143 days. Finn Balor, 292 days. Samoa Joe, across all three of his title runs. First run, 121 days. Second run, 14 days. His third run was 21 days, and he only and he gave up the title because of injury, and that he was leaving WWE. Shinsuke Nakamura, across both of his runs, 91 days and 56 days. Robert Roode, 203 days. Drew McIntyre, 91 days. Andrade Cien Almas, 140 days. Aleister Black, 108 days. Tommaso Ciampa, 238 days. In which he vacated it because of his neck injury, which obviously gave Johnny Gargano the chance to pick up the slack. Obviously, Adam Cole, baby, 403 days. Insane. Keith Lee, 52 days. Karrion Kross, only 4 days because he had to give up the title due to injury. Finn Balor, 212 days. Karrion Kross, 136 days. Again, Samoa Joe, being the only 3-time champion in history, 21 days. Tommaso Ciampa, his second run, 112 days. Braun Breaker, 63 days. Dolph Ziggler, 27 days. Braun Breaker, his second run, 362 days. 3 days shy of a year. Think about that, guys. 3 days shy of a year. Insane. Insane. And now Carmelo Hayes going on 52 days plus. That right there just proves how good Braun Breaker is. But this is a much more different version of Braun Breaker than we had been accustomed to over the course of the last 2 years. This Braun Breaker, he don't care about anything. He looks at the fans and just says, "Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." He plays fuck you with everybody around him, fans and superstars alike. And now he's hungry to not only become a 3-time champion, but he just wants to tear Carmelo Hayes apart in his home in his home in Massachusetts. But the question becomes, who wins? Answer, it has to be Carmelo Hayes. It has to be. Why? Because if he loses, then his title run, everybody will just end up forgetting about his title run. That's just how I see it. That's just how I see it. But that brings me to the question of the day, which is this. Among the card as it sits now, because there could be more, we don't know. What are your guys' predictions for NXT Battleground? Let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more premium live event predictions and results in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well if you guys want to send fan mail. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.